A guy noticed something in a sewer drain, but you'll never guess what officers found inside. The investigating police officer didn't hesitate in his duty. He may have been more used to apprehending criminals than diving into drains, but nevertheless he lifted up the grate and put his hand deep inside. He could see a moving shape down there, but what actually was lurking in the gloom? In June 22, 2016 started out as a regular day for the teenager. That is until he noticed something highly unusual in a local storm drain. It all started when Michelle was walking home through Sylvania township and heard a strange noise. He also noticed some movement at the side of the road. Probably the oddest thing about all of this though was that the noise seemed to be coming from underneath him. In fact, the disturbance was emanating from a storm drain at his feet, and considering the urban legends about carnivorous reptiles found in the sewers, the teenager did the wisest thing. He contacted the Sylvania Township Police Department. Mind you, when officers got the shah's call they could have been forgiven for thinking it sounded like a prank, and nonetheless, a patrol car was sent to investigate. The answering officer was Dave Shiner, a local lawman who apparently isn't afraid to get his hands dirty now. And then indeed Officer Shiner wasn't fazed by the thought of delving into the storm drain. They are not really designed however for easy access, hence the officer had to remove the cover grating to climb inside, and even then the gap was too small to gain full access. Luckily the drain was just about wide enough for the job in hand, and the lawman managed to get partially inside. No one could believe the unusual discovery that the Shah had made though. That's because the creature in the storm drain was a deer fawn, and it seemed that the curious critter might have fallen in while exploring. Later Bissell would confirm on his Facebook page, "Today I was walking home when I found a baby deer in a sewer drain and saved his life. What a day," but sure didn't know how the frightened animal had managed to get into the hole, but it certainly couldn't find its way back out again. The noise the Shah had heard was then likely the baby crying out for its mommy, but while mama couldn't help officer, she never was a more than capable substitute. After all, the police department is pledged to serve the public, even those members who are a little furrier than others. All joking aside though, Officer Shea never performed his duties ably that day. It's not known how long the fawn had been stuck in the drain, but officers did spot its mom waiting anxiously close by. In fact, they posted a picture of the nervous doe on Twitter captioned, "Mama deer was waiting nearby to receive her baby back afterward." The Sylvania Township Police Department was rightfully proud of Officer Shiner Fair's rescue, and it uploaded the dashcam video of the event to its Twitter account. Jaden Bashor and Officer Dave Shiney ever helped rescue a baby deer from the storm drain on Sylvania Avenue, it posted matter-of-factly. The department's Twitter account also linked back to a feature on a local news website. Yes, the story had reached local network 13 nabbed, and it was destined to turn heads nationwide. That's perfectly understandable though, given that if Officer Shine ever hadn't jumped into action, the phone would likely have met a nasty fate in that storm drain. Indeed, there were all manner of ways in which the deer's life could have ended, including starvation and drowning. Eventually, however, Shine ever managed to get a good grip on the struggling deer and lift it out of the sewer. A quick inspection revealed that the baby seemed scared, but there were no obvious injuries. Consequently, the animal was given a clean bill of health, with everyone happy that the fawn was fit and healthy. Then it was released back into the wild. Of course, the first thing it did was dash toward the nearby woods to reunite with its mommy. However, it should be noted that it's usually advised not to touch fawns after all. While many people assume that they've been abandoned if there's no mommy in sight, this is not always the case. In fact, a formula usually sleep away from its mom and will often be left alone when she goes to and her food. Additionally, a fawn is only nursed a few times a day. Moreover, it's especially important not to touch newborn fawns, since in the first few days following the baby's birth, the doe will form a strong bond with her child. This is called imprinting, and if this process is interrupted, it may lead to a mommy deer ejecting her baby. Don't you forget, like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.